Well, listening to the weather reports this morning from our weather router, they're like, oh, today it's right now like 10-15 knots outside, and we look out and we're like, it's glass. It's 0.000 knots. So, I don't know. But we are going to prepare for what might be an 8-hour passage or what might be a 3-day passage. So, one of our favorite things has become Japanese curry. So we cook that up. I'm cooking up some rice. And one of our new favorite snacks has become spicy tuna onigiri. So I've already made the spicy tuna part, and once the rice is done and cooled down, I'll add a little bit more salt and vinegar to that. And make up some nice cute little rice balls, which are nice and cool to eat. So if it's hot and you're not really feeling like a hot meal, I think, no potato left behind. I think it's really nice. And we're going to make a little bit more rice than normal, because we'll make some fried rice, and then we'll have a good amount of passage food. And then we will see where the wind takes us. Probably not too far, but hoping for farther than promised.
I thought it was going to be pretty bad today because according to the forecast, we were leaving in 10 to 15 knots of wind, but it's actually turned out to be more like 3 to 6, and you can tell from the fact that I'm not being thrown around that the sea state has been perfect for the most part, because Cat Island is basically blocking all of the big waves from hitting us. So it's been a really nice day overall. We've been able to cook twice, which is somewhat rare for some of these longer trips, and we've got storm systems raging all around us. We can see the rain falling in the distance, both to our northwest and to our southeast, but so far nothing's hitting us, so let's hope our luck holds up.
Rainbow! I see a rainbow! Focus.
The wind is now blowing 20, which is definitely not forecast, but I think it's because we just managed to get in right behind the storm as it passed us going that way. So happily we missed that, and now we just need to ride out this wind.
Alright, almost in. So if you remember, we did fix the Traveler, except the bolt wasn't exactly the perfect bolt. It was just about a half an inch too short. So we'd put our own 3/16 bolt on there, but the nut was just barely hanging on. In Rock Sound, we actually got the correct bolt size, but nobody could tell us if it was 3/16 steel. So we just kind of were gonna replace it with the correct bolt and the nut and everything. And it is steel, so it just may not last as long, but I think it'll be fine for 2 weeks. But it's just so funny how inertia works. We've been, I think, waiting for over a month for that perfect I-65 window, which just this year just did not happen. And then we just kept getting stuck on the boat for days at a time, waiting for storms to come in. And, I mean, waiting for storms to pass. And then we decided to go, and then all of a sudden, we got in last night. A few rolling thunderstorms passed through. We got a great night's sleep, and Cat Island looks beautiful. It's actually the highest peak in the Bahamas, which I can see right there. But today's another nice window to go another like 8-hour hop more south. So we're just going to take it and keep going. And yeah, we didn't get to do a big old ocean passage, but we're getting to the Virgin Islands every day, a little bit closer and a little bit closer, which is the whole point.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on.
It has been a very rough and rolly night here in Calabash Bay, which unfortunately sounds like it's very normal for here in Calabash, but both of us had a rough time falling asleep and staying asleep last night because we're just, even right now, being kind of tossed around a little bit. So the wind is either dead or in the right direction for us. It's hard to tell. We're just going to unanchor, get out there, see what it looks like.
Moonlight and fire, dancing closely together and staying forever young. What about you and I then? Can we two find a way to align with each other?
1.5 knots of wind, so just going to be motoring for the next few hours. Oh, and it's spinning all the way around us. It's going like that. Let me show you. Okay, well, it stopped spinning once I did that, but it's been spinning around us because it's light and variable, as they would say. Forecast says that we have 4 knots of wind. We see 12 knots of wind from a completely different direction, so forecast has not really been working out that well. But, you know, if we're going to stick on this course for an hour, we could actually just turn straight east and start heading towards our final destination, but let's just see what happens.
Well, we took one of our 2 bailout points we had at Mayaguana and jumped out before we finished the trip to Turks and Caicos for 9 hours because we said, you know what, we're going to get into Turks in the middle of the night. This way we get a good night's sleep and it'll be peaceful and calm and we'll be fresh tomorrow to go to Turks and Caicos. It's only 9 hours, so we'll be there by 3, 4 o'clock. So we stopped the boat, we anchored in an anchorage that looks pretty good, and we went to sleep. We took a little nap, and we woke up to this storm. Like, it is windy. It is testing out our anchor already, which, knock on wood, is still holding. Why? We just wanted a quiet night. Take a look. Yeah, that poor boat is in the same boat as us because all of this, what is that? Oh, this was not forecast, but that looks like a water spout, so keep an eye on that one. It's too rainy to stick my face out or the camera. Oh, poor thing, it already has some water out, but it wasn't a water spout, thankfully, but it looked like one. Keeping an eye, because so far in the last 48 hours, we've seen 2 water spouts actually pop up right near us. They were just way too subtle for the camera to catch, so we decided not to film it, but apparently maybe we just want a water spout that really wants to be filmed. What a diva. But, oh, maybe one is forming. Let's take a look. I don't think the camera will catch it from the inside. That's crazy, the visibility is slowly going. That is where the catamaran is still, but all this is fog rolling in. I can't see anything past that. Past that is the ocean. But yeah, it's slowly rolling closer to us. Ah! I'm making noises, but we're okay. Anchor's holding. It's very common for fog to roll in. I think it's not fog. I think it's actual thundering rain, but free boat wash. Let's keep watching. Huh? Ah, line of rain swallowing. Yeah, I think we'll hold. Hold! 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 What's the wind?
27. 27 knots right now. But it feels much worse because we're basically in the middle of the ocean right now. We have no protection against anything. And the wind's coming from a direction we definitely didn't expect. We can see that ring of rocks over there. So this is kind of what it's like in a atoll, right? Where you just have this like ring of water on the outside, some, I guess, depth in the middle, and then sand around it. Although I guess atolls have much more depth than this, but same concept. Was working really well for us as an anchorage, other than this massive storm.
Dave is packing up our dinner and trying to go get some sleep. I'm gonna be on anchor watch because the storm forecast's changed a little bit and it looks like we may have to put up with this all night long, which is exciting. Oy. We've been through 3 hurricanes, many storms, and this is just as bad. I mean, it's just the feel on the boat, as I don't know if you can tell, the bounciness is pretty extreme, and once in a while we'll hear a wave pick our bow up and smash it into the water, and we know we can take it. We know she can take it, but it just sounds so terrible. And case in point. This was supposed to be a little bit of a break before our final passage to Turks tomorrow, but it doesn't even look like we may even get to leave tomorrow. But the weather forecast updates every 3 or 4 hours, so we're hoping by the time we wake up in the morning, if we get any kind of sleep, it'll be a little different and a little bit more hopeful. So fingers crossed. But for now, anchor watch and possibly a lot of anime to watch today, and a lot of, I have to hold the camera with one hand, a lot of cookies. I hope we have enough milk to get us through tonight. It is, what time is it? 4:30. It is, thank you. It is 4:30 and the wind just shifted. It's actually a really good time for us to go. So we're gonna go. I think the next time we'll talk to you is in Turkos. Maybe, or we turn around and come back. I didn't get to finish the onigiri before we left, but it's not that bad right now, so we'll try to get it done. So I basically make sushi rice, season it up with some salt and rice vinegar, and I make some spicy tuna, which is a can of tuna, salt, pepper, sriracha, Kewpie mayo, a little bit of rice syrup sometimes, and a little touch of sesame oil. I sort of just taste it as I go and do it. We'll put a recipe from somebody we really like, their onigiri recipe, but we've been making them for so long. We also don't have nori. Usually onigiri has nori that it's wrapped around, but that's okay. It's still yummy. So I basically make a little pocket, tap the tuna in there, and then take a little bit more rice, give it a lid, give it more of a lid. Usually they're made with these really pretty triangular shapes, but this works too. And there we go. We have an onigiri ball. And the Ziploc bag keeps your hand clean. Let's make...
We were trying to figure out why we actually made it in time to our marina, and we realized that the daylight savings time changed, and all of our clocks adjusted on our phones, so we didn't realize it, and even our chart plotter updated, so we didn't realize it, but our clock inside the boat did, the old analog one, and it's like, it happened, the time changed, because we were so confused how we actually made it on time, but worked out time-wise for us.
A big thank you to our Patreons, Madi and Chris and Justin Fagan.